Hello Zaniacs, welcome back Zaniac TV. I'm your host Zane, and today we're going to be going over week 21 affixes, which is Fortified, Inspiring, Storming, and Prideful. If anyone has any questions, I do stream live on Twitch 4 days a week. I also offer Mythic Plus analytics and coaching through Patreon. This week is Fortified, which means the trash mobs are a lot harder than the bosses. Bosses will drop super fast and you will have to deal with them a lot shorter. Inspiring means a trash mob will have Inspiring, which what that does is everybody around it, you are unable to crowd control them or interrupt them, but you can crowd control and interrupt the Inspiring one. So if there's a trash pack that has an Inspiring mob and one of the other ones needs to be interrupted, you're not going to be able to interrupt it. You're not going to be able to stun it. You're not going to be able to do anything, and you have to sit there and take it. We got Withering Discharge because there was nothing we could do about it. So you have two options here. You could either CC it, pull everything else away from it so you're able to do everything, or you just blow it up as quickly as you can. You're going to have to use your best judgment on these trash packs, which ones you're going to want to just blow up really quick, or on which ones you want to CC. If there's a healer, you're going to want to CC it. If there's a hard caster that you have to interrupt, you're going to want to CC it. If it really doesn't matter, and you have the damage and you guys have the cooldowns, just burn it down, kill it, and you'll be fine. Storming and Inspiring are both new to Shadowlands, and now they're putting both of those affixes together. What Storming is it spawns a tornado on top of the target that includes bosses, and it rotates 360 degrees with a whirling tornado. If you get caught in the tornado, it does damage, and it throws you up, and you have to land. This mostly affects tanks and melee, but range should also watch out for it too, especially with certain stacking points, and it does rotate from its starting point. That's not the epicenter though. The epicenter could go in any direction, but there is a rotation that you do have to watch out for. The reason why I ran Theater of Pain is because of the platforms. Platforms make it very difficult to be able to navigate through the storming, and as you see here, I did get hit by the second tornado, which threw me off of the edge because I was so busy trying to avoid other tornadoes. Lucky for me, I had Transcendence. If I was not a monk, I would have been in serious trouble. The best thing to do to deal with storming is pull them away from it. You bring the mobs, get your threat, and pull them away from it. Something you could try to do if you're a tank or a melee is stand in the middle of where the storming came from, because like I said, it rotates 360 degrees, so if you stand in the middle, like the eye of the storm, you'll be safe. While paired up with Inspiring, remember, you're going to want to be kiting backwards for storming, and Inspiring doesn't allow you to CC or anything, so if you have ranged mobs attacking you with the Inspiring, you're not going to be able to pull them as far away from the storming as you need to. So if it's a caster or something you need to interrupt and there's swirlies going around, you got to be extra careful with that. So pretty much the best thing to do is kill the Inspiring and avoid the storming. This makes this incredibly hard on platforms, which is what I said earlier, but just reiterating, platform areas will make it a lot more difficult to deal with storming rather than open areas. Tight hallways are not going to do you any favors either. So how does all this affect Prideful? If you're killing a pack that has an Inspiring that you're going to get Prideful, you might be thrown off because you're thinking, oh, let me just kill the Inspiring really quick, or let me CC the Inspiring. But just make sure it's a healthy balance when you have the percentage. If you have to kill them all at the same time, be sure to do that. Prideful does not spawn stormings, but the trash does. So if you have any trash packs up while Prideful is up, then you will have to deal with storming. However, if everything's dead, you don't have to deal with any extra stormings other than the ones that were already up from before. All right, let's get this routing started, shall we? Let's start off with the other side. Alright, so this pull is going to be dangerous with the stormings. Make sure you do a lot of excessive kiting and try to avoid getting pushed too much with it. Same over here, especially with the knockoff. You're going to have to do a lot of kiting here. These 2 packs are going to be tougher this week. Then, of course, you're going to go over here. This guy with storming, you're going to have to do a lot of extra kiting. Make sure you stay within the urn if you have a Night Fae. Grab these, Prideful, grab this way, down this hallway. This enemy is inspired, so you have 2 options. Blow these guys up, or have them turn, and you're in trouble. So, I would say blow these guys up as hard as possible. Actually use DPS cooldowns here, because you don't want to get the extra dragons. Alright, this guy pats, so it's within this group if it comes here, but you still want to kill these guys first. Then do these. Then here you're going to get your Prideful. Let's go back to Mechagon. Alright, so then pull this. Oh, sorry, first pull this. Of course, and then when you pull this, it's going to come this way. They're going to explode. Then you have these here. Come around this way, you'll get your Pride here. Then the boss. Oops, not Ardenweald. The other side. There we go. Come back this way. Get the spirit here, and of course, with this storming, you're going to have to kite again, and this time you're not going to have an urn. Here, you're going to try to get your best to go to the urn, but watch out for all the stormings. Alright, and now, of course, here is as easy as possible to pull extra because of storming. Just when you kite backwards, just do your best to make sure that you do not back into extra enemies. This pull is not part of my route. Pull here, then the pat will give you Prideful for this big pull with the urn. Grab these, and this. Sometimes I pull this separate from these 2, but if you have a good group, you can just pull them all together. The Affixs are not too bad with that. Just, of course, watch out for storming because you don't have a lot of room to back up. Depending on where this pat is, I either pull this and these 2 together, and not this, or all 3 of them at the same time. So I'm just going to mark this as one big pull. Then you need just a little bit of extra. Grab these. You'll get your Prideful. If somebody accidentally pulls this, then you won't need this. I just like getting Prideful for this pull here, which is why I skipped this. Alright, now let's go to Halls of Atonement. Halls of Atonement is a very trash-heavy dungeon. There's going to be Inspirings plenty of places. If you have a Venthyr, well, regardless if you have a Venthyr or not, you're going to pull this, and then use your Lust here. Come across this way, grab these, all the way here. You're going to get your Prideful here. If you do not have a Venthyr, you're going to pull this, and you're going to get a Prideful after one of these 2. Get this guy here, come back this way, around, pull here. And then what I do is I cut across this way, grab these and this, and you're going to get Prideful for here. Now, if you have a Venthyr, you are going to want to go this way and grab this, and then come back down this way. If you do not have a Venthyr, do not go back and grab this pack. You're going to come down this way, all while kiting with storming. There are inspired mobs throughout all of this. Use your best judgment to CC or kill that first. You're going to get Prideful here. Grab this. Come back this way. And while the anima is flowing for the boss, get this here. Do not lust this boss. Do not do it. Do not lust this boss. Come back up this way. Watch out for storming here. You're going to not have a lot of room for kiting. Rush up to here. Bring this guy with you. Kill it. Prideful. Now, Echelon is going to have a lot of storming because of all the extra adds. So just be sure to do mechanics here even though it's fortified. Well, I say that regardless. Alright, in here we have inspired mobs. So this one's inspired. I CC this. This is out of range of this inspired, so you can actually CC both of these if you want. But I CC this and I pull them outside. Then here, same thing. I pull these over to here. there's not a lot of room for storming. And this boss, this ad, I say boss because it's practically a boss. And then all the storming in here. And then, of course, the last boss. Be careful of storming there. In Mists. Mist is going to be the same old, same old. Random mobs here are inspired. I'm not sure which ones because I don't know your pathing with the Mist. But regardless, you do want to be careful of getting 2 here with random inspired mobs, and you really don't want to kite into extra packs because of the storming. When you get over to here, depending on what percentage you get, do not lust here. If you get 57%, you're going to get Prideful here for this pack. If you are at 60%, then you're not going to get Prideful. But if you get 63 or 65% stealth from here to here, if you get 57%, you only stealth here, 80% for the boss, and then backtrack for the rest. Alright, Plaguefall. Plaguefall is going to have random inspiring throughout this. There's going to be some inspired in here, like 2 or 3. So I'm still going to pull all of this regardless. Just realize that I can't ring a piece it. But if you have good DPS, they'll still be able to DPS it down and just pop your defensives here. Careful of all of the stormings. So pull this, then these 2. I have them marked as a separate pull because some people don't want to pull both of them together. Then here, you're going to get your Prideful. After you grab this, make sure you grab one of the 2 Plague Borers. They're going to pat outward. Grab it while they pat outward. You don't want to pull any of the extra here. Come down this way. Pull these. Come back this way. Pull this. Boss. You'll have 40% Prideful. Come back this way. Over to here. Now, people love to accidentally pull this one. Try your best not to, but if they do, there's a fix. Grab this. If they accidentally pull this one, you're going to want to follow the blue arrows. You do here, then come back around here, and you'll get Prideful for the boss. If they do not pull this, follow the orange arrows. Here, then here, Prideful for boss. Come down this way, go around this way, watch out for storming. You don't want to accidentally stand in the green. Come down here. Be very careful here with storming because you have all of the extra adds. Doesn't matter which side you do first, but once you get 2 of the 3 down, you're going to get Prideful. So try to get the last 2 down at the same time. They're all of these have an inspiring pack throughout them. And then here, you're going to want to watch out for storming because when all the extra adds come, you're going to get all that extra storming. Then come down here, pull these 3 down this way. Lots of storming, lots of tornadoes here. And then Margrave, Stradama. At least it's fortified and not prideful. At least it's fortified and not tyrannical, because having all the tentacles plus a random tornado knocking you around, it is actually going to be a lot easier to get hit by tentacles, so do your best not to. Alright, Sanguine Depths. You're going to need 2 stealth pots for this route. 2 stealth pots. Starting here, if you have a Venthyr, grab all this together. There is an inspired one here, so you could CC it, or you could just kill it first, because you will need to kite. There is an inspired mob here as well. Grab these 2. Walk past this. This guy pats around in a circle. You just walk past it. No stealth pots, no nothing. Grab this. There's an inspired mob in here. Go ahead and get your Prideful for the boss. Grab these. All the way down to here. Grab this one. Stealth past these 2. Now, this room is going to be tough because there's not only a tornado from him, but there's storming tornadoes. So you're going to have extra tornadoes to deal with. Come down here. We have our tight hallway again. Pull all of this. You're going to get Prideful for the boss. Then pull all of this as well. It's a very tight hallway. You're going to have a lot of storming. You're going to have to do a lot of kiting and a lot of repositioning here. Now, if you don't want to stealth, you need 69 to 72%. If you do want to stealth and Prideful for the third boss, you need 75% before dropping down. Drop down, get this. If you get the 75%, you will have Prideful for the boss. If not, you will not have Prideful for the boss. You'll have Prideful here for this pack. The Gauntlet, it's going to be very tight with the Stormings. Not too many mobs are inspired here at least, so that's at least a break here. If you do the 75%, you're going to stealth past this. And then you'll get here, Prideful for the boss. If you do not get 75, you do 69 to 72, you will have to pull this. Alright, in Spires of Ascension, I pull this as a group, line of sight, then lots of Storming's going to come, just AoE them down, make sure you interrupt the Goliath. Grab these. Very tight platforms here. You're going to get Prideful here, do a lot of kiting with Storming. Grab these two. This is going to be a little rough. I still pull them all at the same time. But with Storming, you're going to have to do some extra kiting. Maybe pop a couple of tanking defenses or healing cooldowns. And definitely DPS cooldowns here. You are going to get Prideful. You're going to do this here. Careful of the Stormings here. Tight spaces for all the Stormings. There is an inspired mob in this group. So you might not want to pull them both together. But depending on your group, if you have Earth Elemental or Treants, you can still do it. And a Spear as well. Over here, you're going to get your Prideful. This pack is going to be tough with all of the tornadoes. And there is an inspired mob in here. Kill that first. Then the boss, just watch out for the extra Stormings. Skip this. Pull these two here. You're going to outrange the smash. Get these two down. Range interrupt. Bring it over here. Stealth pot passed across here. If nobody has stealth pots, this is only 2%. Not a big deal. It's just a bit of a time killer because you have to mount around this way, hide behind, and then do that. Here, you can't tank him just where he is, as I normally do. I normally go up and down. Because of the Storming, I'm going to have to do some micro adjusting. None of these are inspired, just Storming as usual, and try not to get the Storming inside the bubble, so that way you don't have to have unsafe explosions. Alright, then Necrotic Wake. Lots of kiting here because of Storming. Careful of all the inspired mobs. Go around this way. Grab the hammer and the spear. Hold it. You're going to get a Prideful here. If you have a Kyrian, activate this. Lust, Prideful, Kyrian ability, spear, hammer. This boss is going to get absolutely deleted. Come around this way. Grab these. There's going to be inspired in here. Grab this Pat. Skip this guy. Come down here. Get this, this, and this. Now over here. I have it listed as 2 separate pulls, but they're really not. It's really 1. You have to get these 2 dead before this one, or else Prideful is going to come. If you do these 2 before this one, then there's going to be no pride. Then you'll get Prideful. So Prideful here. Grab the hammer. I use the hammer here, or you could save it. Ask somebody else to grab this spear. Come down this way. Go here, then here, then here. You're going to get Prideful. You pick up the hammer. Grab this. You pick up the spear. Hold it. Hold it for the rest of the dungeon. Grab this. Grab this. Come over here. Ask the other person to spear this boss. Use Bloodlust. Up here, there's going to be inspired mobs here. This guy's inspired, so it's going to be tough to interrupt. So you're going to have to CC and pull them back as best as you can. This guy's going to bring you Prideful. Pull these 2. Then the gauntlet's going to start with intermittent Prideful. Not Pridefuls. Intermittent inspired. So many words. Then save Lust. You don't want to use Lust here. Right now, Lust, Spear, Hammer. Watch out for Stormings. Alright, and then last, but definitely not least, Theater of Pain. Stealth past this. Pull this. Watch out for Storming here. Where's down? Alright, so because this is a tight area, well, I do this regardless, but because it's a tight area, you definitely want to do this. Pull all of these, not this one, and not these. Pull all of these into this room and AoE it down. Come back to Gore Chop, There is an inspired one here, and there's an inspired one here. Tight area for storming, tight area for storming. Grab this guy. I pop a 2-minute cooldown here. Grab this, grab these, grab this. There are intermittent inspireds throughout this. Lust on Gore Chop. Go back to Cull. Skip this, skip these, grab this, go right. Here, I CC this guy, pull these guys back, get these 2 down, and then get this here. Go left. Don't get knocked off the edge. Now, if you don't pull the extra ghosts, when the last one dies, you'll get Prideful. If you pull any extra ghosts, you're gonna get an early Prideful. All right, then when you do the boss doesn't move, so the storming is gonna pretty much go circles around whichever direction it goes, so just don't stand where the storming is. Come back down here, grab these just in order. You're going to get Prideful here. Watch out for storming here. There is an inspired mob in this group. Grab this, come to here. Do not lust, do not Prideful. Come back up to Mordretha, grab these 3, and then do Mordretha. But overall, if you guys manage the inspiring and the storming, dungeons should be really easy this week. You guys got this. Go get your Keystone Masters. I believe in you. Have fun. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.